I would like to call the March 25th Addison Central School District Board meeting to order. The current time is 6:30. At this time, I would like to do introductions, and I'm going to start with Jamie.
Jamie McCallum. Ryan Barr.
Jason Chan. Steve Orzek.
Mary Heather Noble.
Laura Hartman.
Chip Malcolm.
Ellen Wheelan-Weiss.
Trisha Allen,
Barbara Wilson.
Tim Williams.
Joanna Doria.
Director of Finance and Operations.
And for Central Office Administrative Staff.
Going back to me.
Yep.
Nicole Carter, Assistant Superintendent, Equity and Student Services.
Laura Nugent, Director of Special Education. Courtney Cron, Director of Teaching and Learning.
Is that, we got everyone. Thank you so much. At this time on our agenda is our public comment period on agenda items. If in fact you would like to comment on agenda items, please raise your hand and we will bring folks in. Was there anyone on Zoom? I'm sorry. I am so sorry, guys, because Ellie's not here and she might have been on Zoom and I didn't introduce her. I don't see her, right? Okay, cool. Thank you. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I just all of a sudden had a brain thing and said, oh, no. So if in fact you would like to make a public comment on an agenda item, please raise your hand and I'll call on you. Limit it for 3 minutes. If in fact you're on Zoom, please raise your Zoom hand. Anyone would like to make a comment on an agenda item? There's Ellie. Yay. Anyone on Zoom?
Oh, we have a public comment.
Oh, okay.
I was
didn't
trying
see.
to make sure nobody else wanted to comment.
Okay.
My name is Mary Slozar, Weybridge. I just wanted to raise, I hope that the board and administration in the conversation of context of Nicole's presentation will engage in a meaningful conversation about how we are hiring and how we're retaining staff. Clearly, we have staffing shortages, but some districts are able to hire, some districts are able to retain more staff. So are we learning from the process of resignations? What are we doing to keep people? How can we creatively solve this problem? That's it. Thanks.
Okay. And could we, sorry, Matt, could we check and see if there's anyone on the, if there's anyone on Zoom that would like to make a public comment on agenda item, please raise your Zoom hand. Okay, seeing none, we will continue. The next item is approval of the minutes of March 11th, 2024. First, can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
A second.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes of March 11th, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by saying nay? Any abstentions? The minutes have been approved. Thank you. Next up is our ACSD bills, approving those. And even though we haven't finished our reorganization of our committees, I'm going to ask Chip to lead us in this discussion since they've been continuing to review the bills despite us not quite have finished the reorg yet.
Well, I didn't think anybody else was going to rush in to do it, so.
Thank you, Chip.
First is a payroll warrant of, and these were read on the 18th of March. Jason and I read them. Sorry. First is a payroll warrant of $702,130.37. And the second is the general fund warrant for $549,000 $782.66, for a gross number of that 549 is about 200,000. Are payments out to preschool operators or others, the third of 4 payments. So, and I move that we accept the bills as described and pay them.
A second?
I second.
Okay, thank you, Suzanne. Any discussion, any questions? Okay, seeing none. All those in favor of approving the bills, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by saying nay? Any abstentions? Okay, the bills have been approved. Moving right along, our next agenda item is report of our student representatives. Eddie is not able to join us tonight, but Sophia is, so I'm going to turn it over to her.
Okay, so this week is neurodiversity week, like our celebration week, which is really exciting. We're having t-shirts ordered this week. And we're just bringing awareness, I think, to it, that is around. And some students have addressed some concerns relating to new dress code, particularly the female population of the student body. Just, I don't really know much to say about it other than, because I don't wanna be the person to, yeah. I don't wanna. The next thing is, it has been brought to the attention of the student council administration that male students would like to see barriers or doors installed in various bathrooms throughout the building. Most significantly, the bathrooms across from the guidance.
Community wants to do well, and their doing well is always preferable. So when we talk about kids struggling, they don't want you. Number 2, students who struggle with behaviors in school struggle because they're lacking skills. It's a skill deficit. And finally, we help kids by helping them to build skills. That's the work. That being said, that gentle reminder that as we're talking about kids and the ways they're struggling, to remember they're kids, they want to do well. And we want them to do well. Everyone in this room does. So here's part 1.
Yeah.
Part 1 is the state of specialized services, 23-24. You've all seen this by now because Dr. Williams shared it in an email. I also brought with me copies for board members to have the paper version because I thought that might be helpful. Do you mind sending them down?
Sure, thank you.
I thought it might be helpful to see them. I don't know if I'll have more for everyone else, so we'll see. Okay, here we go. This great chart, slide chart, it says so many things, is my attempt to name what specialized services look like in the school district. So, I'm going to walk you through it. This first column on the far left is students who are not receiving specialized services. They're not on an IEP. Currently, that's 80% of the students in ACSD. This is called in legal terms the least restrictive setting. General educators, general ed care professionals, and a host of other people provide services here. Down here is residential. So this is the most restrictive you can get in special education. And it's most restrictive. Currently, we have 0% of students receiving specialized services here. So it's most restrictive. And then we have everything in the middle, which ranges from a public or private placement. 3% of ACSD students currently receive that. VAC, Lehigh, Centerpoint, daily transportation is provided. Then moving towards least restrictive, so moving from most to least, We have students who are in the general education environment 0 to 40% of the time, so less than a full day. These students right now, ACSD has about 5% of our students on IEPs are 0 to 40%.